What's the worst thing a roommate has ever done to you? I was a freshman in college when I discovered my roommate was selling my prescription medication. I'd been diagnosed with ADHD at 12 and took Adderall daily to function. Without it, I couldn't focus long enough to read a paragraph, let alone pass exams. My parents weren't wealthy, but they sacrificed to pay for my medication. $230 a month, that insurance barely covered. I noticed my pills disappearing faster than they should have, but thought maybe I was forgetting doses. Then one night, I came back early from a study group and found my roommate, Tyler, sitting on his bed with my prescription bottle, counting pills into little baggies while a line of students waited outside our door. When I confronted him, he didn't even look embarrassed. He just shrugged and said, "Dude, do you know how much these go for during finals week? $15 a pill. We could split the profits." I explained these weren't recreational drugs. They were medication I needed to function. He rolled his eyes and said, "Everyone on campus claims they have ADHD. You're just lucky enough to have the paperwork." I reported him to our RA, who seemed concerned, but said without proof. It was just my word against his. Tyler became more careful after that, but my pills still disappeared. I started carrying my medication with me everywhere, even into the shower in a waterproof bag. I slept with the bottle under my pillow, but somehow he still got to them. I installed a small camera, disguised as a phone charger, and caught him picking the lock on my desk drawer with a paperclip at 3 a.m. while I slept. When I showed the footage to housing services, they said they'd look into it, but the process could take weeks. Meanwhile, I was running out of medication, with no refill available for another 20 days. I was desperate, so I devised a plan. I ordered empty capsules online and filled them with finely crushed laxatives, mixed with a small amount of flour to match the color and texture of my medication. I left these decoys in my regular bottle and hid my actual medication in an old vitamin container. That weekend, Tyler stole 6 pills before heading to a fraternity formal. I tracked his night through social media, the smiling photos at dinner, the dance floor videos, and then suddenly nothing for 12 hours. When he finally returned to our room, he looked pale and could barely walk straight. He didn't make eye contact as he collapsed onto his bed. The next morning, I woke to find Tyler packing his things. "I'm moving to another room," he mumbled, still not looking at me. "Whatever," I replied, pretending not to know why. As he reached for his backpack, I noticed something fall from his pocket, a small baggie with 3 of my fake pills. I picked it up and held it out to him. Forgetting something? His eyes widened with recognition, then narrowed with anger. "You know what you did," he hissed. I smiled and said, "No idea what you're talking about, but I heard half the Sigma Chi house had a terrible stomach virus last night. Must be going around." He grabbed the baggie and stormed out. 3 days later, I received an email that Tyler had been expelled after multiple students reported him for selling prescription drugs. Turns out, when you give someone explosive diarrhea at a formal dance, they're much more willing to identify their dealer.